In 2012, the marine capture fishery in the Caribbean produced approximately 175,000 metric tons of fish and contributed an estimated $393 million annually to the region. The fishery also employs some 182,000 people, the vast majority of which are small-scale fisherfolk from rural communities. In spite of these impressive numbers, there are a number of challenges facing small-scale fisherfolk in the Caribbean. One common issue identified by fisherfolk is insufficient markets for the sale of fish.
Marketing, that we increase the marketing aspect of the industry, where we can ship, at least ship fish to other countries, especially the EU. So that is a very burning issue among the fishers because if we can get fish to ship fish to the EU, it will bring a better revenue to the fishers. We'll be able to support their family in a better way and also bring a greater percentage of the GDP to the country. So this pillar will not only stay with the fishers, but to advance in the country now.
I think that the biggest problem in Anguilla with facing fisherfolk right now is marketing, because Anguilla is very small, it's a very small place, and we do not have the big customer base for the market. And then on the other hand, we are mostly dependent on tourism, which is seasonal. So we need to be able to have a market that is sustainable year-round.
The lack of marketing for their products, in that they, after having to go out, catch the fish, sometimes having difficulties, not just in terms of where to sell it, but because there's no control over the pricing, it makes it difficult for some people, because when people sell poor quality fish for lower prices, it makes it difficult for those who have the good quality fish to sell it at a reasonable rate and make a profit out of it.
The high operating costs associated with fishing and inability of fishers to acquire vessel insurance are also key issues.
Cannot afford vessel insurance is an issue acquiring credit, because most lending agencies see boats as high risk and don't want to lend them any money. Boat parts are very expensive and usually have to be sourced from overseas. The maintenance of boats have to come out of the pockets of the boat owners, and fuel is also very expensive. To haul up a boat by a private company can cost in excess of $4,000 to $6,000. And these size costs are transferred to vendors, who then have to increase their cost of fish to the consumer.
One way to ensure that the challenges of Caribbean small-scale fisherfolk are heard and addressed by decision makers is to facilitate their meaningful participation in fisheries governance. Unfortunately, fisherfolk are typically poorly represented in national, regional, and global decision-making processes that impact the management of the resources upon which their livelihoods depend. Caribbean fisherfolk believe, however, that for fisheries policies and plans to be truly effective, they should be involved in policy-making processes.
To me, I think that there's a need for small-scale fisheries to be involved in the decision-making within the country, mainly because fishing practice in most of these small island states are artisanal, and any decisions that the government have to make will affect them directly.
I believe it is only right for artisanal fisherfolk to have a say. It's because they are the grassroots, and they understand the policy better. They are the ones most affected. So it is better to get their input into any policy making.
They are the ones who have the knowledge, they have the know-how of what is taking place, especially when it comes to the actual fishing itself. So their input is very important so that they can guide the policy makers as to what to do and when is the best time to do it, and the best practices that can be carried out so that it will have a better impact on the fishing industry.
As part of a 4-year European Union Europaid-funded project, the Caribbean Natural Resources Institute and its project partners, the Caribbean Network of Fisherfolk Organizations, Center for Resource Management and Environmental Studies of the University of the West Indies, Caribbean Regional Fisheries Mechanism, and Panos Caribbean have been working to strengthen the participation of Caribbean fisherfolk in governance. Under the project, approximately 180 fisherfolk from 17 Caribbean countries have benefited from their participation in 60 national fisherfolk workshops and 4 Caribbean Fisherfolk Action Learning Group workshops. These workshops were aimed at identifying challenges to fisherfolk in playing an effective role in fisheries governance and identifying opportunities for fisherfolk to address some of their challenges by getting involved in key national, regional, and global policy and decision-making processes. The workshops also serve to build the leadership capacity of fisherfolk. As part of the project, the capacity of a group of mentors to provide support to the leadership of local, national, and regional fisherfolk organizations in the Caribbean islands was also built. The project also supported and facilitated the participation of fisherfolk in key regional decision-making meetings, including the 2nd World Small-Scale Fisheries Congress in Mexico, the Caribbean Week of Agriculture in Suriname, and the 67th, 68th, and 69th Gulf and Caribbean Fisheries Institute conferences.
One of the things that needs to be done in order to remedy the problem is that we need to have some stakeholders meeting whereby all the different interest groups can meet and sit down and work out the best collaborative effort in moving forward.
The implementation of the small-scale fisheries guidelines will be the best place to address this issue, since it will have the involvement of the small-scale fishers and the policymakers working together come up with workable solutions to address these issues.